Let us now compare event-driven architecture and API-led connectivity. API-led connectivity defines three tiers, as you already know. One is experience API, one is process API, and the last one is the system API, right? So this is how the API-led connectivity encourages to operate the services by defining three layers and assigning the APIs relevant to each layer and communicate as per rules that okay, experience API should talk to process APIs only, and process APIs should talk to other system APIs and other process APIs only, and system API should only talk to the backend systems. Correct? But no such rules are applicable for the event driven architecture in general. Okay, so there is no such restriction in general for the EDA. It's like they can be operating with just any producer publishing the events and any consumer subscribing to the events via the messaging broker. And API led connectivity restricts communication patterns according to these three tiers, right? Like it should be from top to bottom and all. But whereas the application services or components that are exchanging the events via this messaging broker has no such rule, like we just discussed. API implementations typically have well defined static dependencies on other APIs, okay, or the backend systems. How, for example, in the design time itself, we know that this particular experience API talks to this particular process API. Similarly, this particular process API talks to this XYZ process API and system API. Same way, we know which system API talks to which backend system at the design time. That is why these are static dependencies. Okay, but on the pro side, the event driven architecture says that all its dependencies are dynamic, meaning they can happen at runtime. Because why? Like we discussed in the previous lectures in this particular EDA section, the producers keep publishing the events to the messaging broker or the router, and consumers on the right side can be dynamic in nature. There can be a consumer at the point of time today, and there can be not one tomorrow, and there can be more consumers added with time. So it's just that at that point of time when the message is published, who are all the active consumers or have their policies defined, they will be consuming that event, right? So they're dynamic in nature. So there are no direct dependencies from the publisher and the consumer side. Okay. So the only dependency that the EDA has is the event types that are defined as rules or the policies in the messaging broker telling which consumer is interested in which particular event. Okay, so the event types that are exchanged between producers and consumers are over the only static dependencies but not the dynamic dependencies. That is why in EDA the relationship can change dynamically. Okay, so the graph is not static, that if you draw for API led connectivity, the graph is kind of static. Someone can just go and draw anytime that this is the dependency for the API led connectivity, this process API calls this system API, etc, etc. But for EDA such a diagram can be drawn, but it is dynamic, it may change tomorrow. Okay, it can be completely changed, the relationships change on the fly as per the need. And one more dependency is that the event driven architecture requires a messaging broker, like you already know, which is an additional component in the architecture which is not ever present or needed for the API led connectivity. API led connectivity, and in particular in the application networks, mostly revolve around the API centric assets like the exchange assets, API interfaces, RAMLs, etc. Right? Whereas the event driven architecture revolves around the assets like the destinations, publishers, event types, consumers, etc. Okay, terminology wise. And the last one is that the API policies can be enforced on the APIs in the API manager, right, for the NFRs and all. Whereas the same is not applicable for the EDA. There is no such thing like we can apply the API policies as equivalent to the event driven architecture when it comes to the pros and cons. All right, let us move on to the next lecture in the course. Happy learning.